Dear friends, welcome to this edition of Basic Anatomy for the Allied Health courses. Here we will look at Chapter 4, Lecture 4, Peripheral Nerve Transverse Section. This is the familiar diagram of a neuron. You can see the cell body, the axon, and the axon terminal. Now, let's say we look at a series of axon fibers parallel to each other, and then we make a cross section of these axons like this, and then look at these cross sections under the microscope. This will be the appearance. You will see fascicles, that means bundles of nerve fibers. One fascicle has been identified. These circled areas are these fascicles 1, 2, and 3. There are many more in this slide. Now, there is also interfascicular connective tissue. Now, we will look at every single nerve in detail. You can see a number of nerves in one of the fascicles here, pointed out by the yellow arrow. The core of the fascicle contains the axon surrounded by myelin and then further surrounded by the endoneurium. We will try to identify all this. Now look at that yellow arrow. We will try to blow up that region and see it in higher magnification. Now you see in higher magnification, you can see the axon. Then the myelin sheath is now being shown in the diagram. Correspondingly, the myelin sheath, that white area, is being shown here. Then the endoneurium, the outermost layer, once again we will see it in the higher power. And in the diagram, that turquoise green area is the endoneurium. Correspondingly, here you can see the endoneurium has a thick line around it. Now, you will have to remember that the outer layer, that the neurilemma and the endoneurium, are very difficult to separately identify in a low magnification light microscopy. Ultimately, we come to axon, myelin sheath, then the endoneurium. Of course, we take it for granted that there is the neurilemma right underneath the endoneurium. That forms the basic design of peripheral nerve TS. Then all these fascicles, each fascicle, I would say, has a perineural wrap. That is, once again, it's a connective tissue wrap. But then this perineural wrap is something very special and very unique to the nervous system. We will examine that now. Now you see, this is the perineurium. I have shown it on the actual H&E preparation slides. It is the structural, metabolic, and the immunological barrier for the peripheral nervous system. Now, this is extremely important because you will notice that the perineurium is tight junctions between cells and an external basement membrane. So that means it's just not connective tissue. It is something much more than that. The word tight junction is important. The location where the cell and the basement membrane are there. Now that region is very, very particular, and that forms the, shall we say, the barrier between the perineurium and the nerve. That means the nerve is protected, the nerve fascicles are protected by the perineurium from the blood vessels. That means deeper to the perineurium, there will be no blood vessels. You see, the blood vessels are there only in the interfascicular connective tissue. And within the perineurium, you will not find blood vessels. And these blood vessels, therefore, do not penetrate through the perineurium. Whatever metabolic requirements are required will be actually sent across the perineurium, where that is a control zone that forms the blood-brain barrier here, and only under controlled supervision the nutrient material will go into the nerve. Now you see, this is a very good example of the perineurium. The blood vessel is immediately outer to it. And then lastly, we know that the outermost layer is the epineurium, and this has been shown in this particular slide. You see, again, this is nothing but the regular dense, irregular connective tissue where all the fascicles are wrapped up and held together as one single. That's the role of the epineurium. Now, thank you.